Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. I did. Hey, Wayne, nice to have you here. Let me know if the sound is okay. If it's not too loud, not too soft. This is fantastic. Okay, so I have spent the last several hours creating what I think is a fantastic training for you guys today. So I am going to get started. I'm going to figure out how to just do a thing here. There we go. That'll look a lot better. Okay, let me share my screen and we will get started. All right, you should be able to see that now. So as usual, this is our Money Monday webinar for our Let's Crypto Mastermind. And today's topic for our webinar is investment planning. Now, I purposely chose this topic for the month of August because it's usually kind of a slow month as far as markets go, but it's the slow and the calm right before the storm, which in the US starts usually around September. So hence, that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this during the month of August. So hello, Let's Crypto Mastermind members. Welcome to our first August webinar on investment planning. And I'm your host and DeFi expert, Kelly Sunshall. As a reminder, our newly expanded webinar format means you'll get more bang for your time and attention. They last about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the topic. And today's webinar has two parts. And I don't believe I'm going to have time to cover both parts. So we're just going to cover part one today and we'll cover part two next week. The first part is called the foundation. Let me check my chat over here and just say, hi, Wayne. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? All right, good. Okay, let's move on. And so I'm going to start by discussing what I call some scary crypto news. And then I'm going to share some eye-opening statistics, followed by an overview of the 4 steps. The second part of today's webinar is called the plan, and I'm going to give that part next week. And this is where the rubber really meets the road. I'm going to share my system for developing a winning mindset, deciding on which crypto strategies, and learning DeFi and Web3 technology. So if you are all ready, I'm going to jump in and say, let's get this party started. So today's training is called the foundation. So I want to start by saying, I want to be honest with you and get you thinking about the truth about crypto trading and investing. There is some scary stuff, but also some very cool stuff. And in our Let's Crypto Mastermind, members do learn how to mitigate the scary stuff. What is that scary stuff? I'm going to share some of it with you now. So some of the scary stuff is things like, according to the FBI's Internet Crime Report of 2023, investment fraud perpetrated on Americans caused losses of $3.9 billion, which was up from 2022. In 2022, it was $2.57 billion, still a significant amount of money. The most significant rug pull occurred in 2017, when the female founder of a project called OneCoin disappeared. Well, after her disappearance, her brother took over the operation, and in 2019, he pleaded guilty to fraud. Losses for that project, for anybody who spent money on them, on their coin, losses were between $4 and $15 billion just from one project. And I remember OneCoin, and I did not get involved with it, but to say the least, this shows how critical it is to research properly before investing any of your hard-earned money into a crypto project. So now let's talk about some interesting statistics. And I do believe that statistics matter because they show the overall trends. Is crypto growing or shrinking? And I'm going to let you be the judge. In 2013, there was only 7 cryptocurrencies. just 7. Today, there are over 10,000 of them. How on earth do we pick the good ones when there are so many to choose from? And I say it all starts with a plan. A reasonable investment plan should outline the process for researching and selecting investments. As of July 2024, the crypto market is valued at over $2.4 trillion. Why does that matter? Well, to all the fear mongers among us who believe that crypto is dead whenever the market takes a dip or a drop in price, I ask, how can something so decentralized and so huge collapse quickly? And in my opinion, it won't. Could I be wrong? Well, yes, of course. However, the entire internet would have to collapse before crypto could collapse. And I just cannot imagine a scenario in my mind where the internet would stop working. There are currently over 560 million crypto users worldwide. Binance users trade over $11.5 billion every 24 hours. I see a boo-boo there, but they trade crypto, $11.5 billion worth of crypto every 24 hours. That's just a massive amount of money moving. Now, of crypto hedge fund managers, 43% of them live in the US, 19% in the UK, and 11% in Hong Kong. And this matters to us because at this point in the crypto market cycle, it's being pushed, I want to say, by hedge fund managers, by money managers, and less by retail. You and I and all the individuals that buy and sell crypto, we're considered retail. And there are almost, this blows my mind, there's almost 40,000 crypto ATMs worldwide now. And years ago, I actually considered placing a Bitcoin ATM in my city. I looked into it quite a bit. I studied which ones were available, and I decided against it due to regulatory hurdles and concerns about crime and theft. People were attacking these machines with, crowbars and hammers trying to steal the money that was in them. So I just didn't want to deal with that. So here's some more statistics for us to ponder. American crypto statistics. For all people in the US, what percentage own crypto? Well, it's been going up steadily since this particular report started tracking it. So from 2021 to 2024, in 2021, 15% of Americans own crypto. In 2022, it went up to 33%. And in 2023, it was fairly level at 30%. But in 2024, it started taking off again and went up by 40%, went up to 40%. So 40% of Americans, according to the reports I read, in 2024, 40% of all the people in the US own crypto. That's a lot. Now, maybe they don't own it now, but they have at some point. And so the trend is clearly clear. We've gone from 15% in 21 to 40% in 24. It's an uphill trend, not a downhill trend. So what percentage of men and women in the US own crypto? And I find it very interesting to see that in 2024, more women own crypto than men. So if you look at the chart here, in 2023, 43% of all people in crypto were men that were playing in the crypto markets. And in 2023, only 18% were women. In 24, 48% are men and 29% are women. So the men from 23 to 24, their interest in crypto only increased by 5%. But for women, it went up a good 11%. I find that very fun. And I hope to see more and more women get involved. So I'm going to jump into now the 4 steps, as I'm calling them. At Life with Crypto, we are looking to support people who are excited about life, who have a vision for their future, and are willing to do the work to make it happen. We are not about get-rich-quick schemes or high-risk improbabilities. We teach sound investing strategies to help crypto holders grow their skills and apply winning concepts to their plans. So let's talk a little about digital assets. In our Let's Crypto program, including the MasterMind, we focus on building portfolios of quality digital assets that will produce income over time. The goal is to buy assets that can be sold in the future for profit or used for passive income generation. These assets should produce more income than it costs to purchase them. That's always the goal. Therefore, before buying an asset, ask yourself, how will I profit from it? You must answer this question for yourself, because if you just follow other people, you won't know what to do when the market does something unexpected. Now, it's fun to get ideas from people on social media or newsletters that you follow. I get ideas like that too, but ultimately the buck stops with me. I have to take what I hear from them and do some of my own research to decide if it works for me and if it fits my investment plan. Sometimes it doesn't. For example, I'm not really into gaming and some other things I'm not into. And there's other things I'm very much into, like DeepIn and AI and RWA and things like that. So you always want to do your own research by asking yourself the question first. Okay, let's talk about what I call the 4 Ps of success. Remember, this is our foundational webinar about investment planning. So this section is about how to be successful, happy, and fulfilled in life, because if you have those things figured out, the feedback energy loop they create will invigorate every part of your life, including your crypto investing life. And the 4 Ps of success include physical, personal, professional, and purpose. And I'm going to show how all 4 of these tie together. So for the physical P of 4 Ps of success, you've got to pay attention to your body. And as soon as you wake up in the morning, have a plan to take care of your body. And I do this every day. My body and my health come first, then crypto and finance. And if I ignored the needs of my body, I would not have the energy or focus required to keep up with the crypto news and technology at the level that I do. So build, maintain, and optimize body, mind, and spirit. Also, eat a proper diet, get exercise, do relaxation or meditation. Now, some people are just going to hear what I'm saying and they're just going to gloss it over, thinking it is, oh, this isn't really that important to making money in crypto. And I highly disagree with that thinking. There's a lot of people that get themselves so burnt out because they spend so much time studying crypto. And then there's other people whose lives are so messed up, they want to get into crypto, but they can't figure out how to make it happen because other areas of their life's not working. So please, I beg of you to pay attention to what I'm telling you, to what I'm trying to teach you, and take it to heart. It took me a lot of years to realize that this stuff is important. And as soon as I started doing that, I got more successful. So on the weekends, I don't do crypto. I do very little. I read on my phone, but I do not come and sit in front of my computer, very little. I take the time to do meditation every week. Sundays are my meditation day. I sometimes spend several hours in meditation. You got to do some form of relaxation. I love to watch movies. That's part of my relaxation, and exercise. I go walking, I go hiking, I go to the gym, and I'm very picky about my diet because it drives how well I feel during the day. So I encourage you to do the same. All right, next on the list of the 4 Ps, personal, which for me, that's about nurturing relationships. Who are the important relationships in your life? Who are the important people in your life? Start with yourself. So self, family, friends, or neighbors. And how do you treat them? And how do you treat yourself? Oftentimes we think about how well we treat others without also thinking about, well, how well do I treat myself? Because we are oftentimes our own worst enemy. So consider practicing nonviolent communication, even with yourself and even in your quiet thoughts in your mind. We're often our own worst enemies. So if you need help on what to do for this subject, there is a great book out that's called The Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. It's a classic and I highly recommend it. All right, let's move on to number 3 of our 4 Ps. So number 3 is about professional, which for me is about earning money. And there's more ways to do that than one. How do you express yourself economically? Do you have a job, a business? Do you have investments other than crypto? Do you have an inheritance to manage? So you, in this stage, you want to examine your cash flow, examine your net worth, and active or passive income strategies. What is your energy like while you're doing work? How much influence do you have? Would it be helpful to obtain a license or certificate to gain influence? Maybe you could become an authority or an expert in your field. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, if it's dragging down your energy, you're going to have a hard time having extra energy if you have a full-time job to do crypto, say in the evenings or on the weekends. If you're happy about what you do 8 to 10 hours a day, it's going to help you in the rest of your goals. So consider expanding your knowledge, resources, and creativity. How can you increase your joy and positive attitude in your professional life? To grow your knowledge of crypto investing, consider joining the Let's Crypto MasterMind. It's vitally important to have people in your network that support you professionally. So that is, and I brought that up in this section because, let me go back one page, because professional is about, it's about what you do to make money, and crypto is about making money. So we all have to expand our knowledge, our resources, and our creativity, and try to figure out how to increase our joy in what we do to make money. Let's look at the next one. The last one is called purpose. What motivates you? What is your purpose in life? What motivates you to get up in the morning? What gives your life meaning? These may seem like silly questions to ask, but I can't stress enough that they're probably the most important questions that everyone should ask themselves on a regular basis. Now, and I don't have any answers for you when it comes to you figuring out what your purpose is and what motivates you in life. But I can ask you the questions and suggest that you write in a journal. I'll share with you that I spent years pondering what was important to me and writing hundreds of pages in my journals, in many journals. I drew pictures, I drew lists, I did all kinds of things. And this helped me gain the clarity that I needed to find my purpose, identify my goals, and make good choices. When all of these aspects of your life are balanced and working for you, it creates a positive feedback loop that will continually support you. And I think this picture shows what I'm saying perfectly. I think of it as a giant, almost like a spiral, but this is a circle. And at each level, at the most inner level, you have your physical needs. The next layer out is your personal needs. The next layer out from that is your professional needs. And the biggest, most overarching layer is your purpose. And when you figure out your purpose, it will feed all the others, and all the others will feed it. It becomes a self-sustaining energy loop. Life is a journey. So are you actively or passively participating in it? Okay, the next section I want to talk about is the 4 steps of right action. This part is about getting things done and achieving goals. The 4 things I'm about to share with you are what every successful person throughout history has in common when approaching taking action. Now, you'll know what they know, so you can too be sure you're taking the right actions that will lead to achieving your short-term and long-term goals. And those 4 things that everybody else knows that's ever been successful are knowledge, community, strategy, and application. And I got to tell you that I found this part when I wrote this for the investor boot camp for our knowledge centers a couple of years ago. This was very, very exciting to me to understand how these 4 components fit together. So let's look at each one of them. So we start with knowledge. Now, it's the one that most people think of right off the bat. Knowledge is facts, techniques, and systems specialized for a particular goal. And education is essential in acquiring knowledge. So choose the right topics and the right teachers, but be careful not to overdo it. Knowledge unapplied isn't useful. You know, it makes me think of people who go to college and get multiple degrees. I call them professional students because their profession is just gaining knowledge. But if you never apply the knowledge that you gained, it's really not of any use. Next one on the list is community. And community is the social component of our life. It's the people around us, like mentors, teachers, friends, family, neighbors. Our beliefs are oftentimes shaped by the company that we keep. So does your community believe in you and your goals? Are they positive about life in general, or do they bring you down when you're around them? So choose wisely who you choose to have in your community. Next one on the list is strategy. Strategy is how we choose to implement knowledge. It's personal because everybody implements knowledge differently. It's how we like to do things. Our goals, beliefs, and identity drive how we approach what we've learned. So to expand our strategies, we must learn and grow. And I can't say much more on that. Everybody applies the strategies that everybody's strategy for implementing knowledge is different because everybody's different. Okay, last but not least on this list is application. An application is knowing when and where to implement a strategy based on our knowledge, feedback from our community, and success or failure. And I'm going to talk more about how all of these tie together here in just a minute. But that's the foundation. So simply put, our entire life is a product of our choices and actions, which is the only thing we really have control over. This means we can change the trajectory of our lives by simply improving our choices and taking better actions. How do we do that? By following the 4 steps of right action and improving our knowledge, our community, our strategy, and our application. Because you don't need to work harder, because it's about doing more with less. By focusing on the target, you can eliminate any excess. Getting lean with your time and attention will increase your energy and get you excited about life again. So try it and let me know how it goes. I hope it improves some aspect. So that's the end of part 1 today. I really appreciate anyone and everyone who's joined me or who will listen to the recording. We will continue with part 2 next week. And this, for me, has been a powerful webinar. And I hope you'll take it to heart and put the concepts into practice. As always, please stay curious, keep learning, share your thoughts or questions in the comments or the chat or wherever you can. And that's all from me today. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.